I need a 30 for 30 to show that I'm different like Jordan and Pippen, you bitch. I need a 30 for 30 like Jalen and Webber. Nobody gon' fuck on my clique. I need a 30 for 30.
Future first ballot Hall of Famer. Is it safe to say first ballot Hall of Famer for Chris Paul? Yeah. I think it is. You got the name, the point guard. Hell, your ass better get first ballot. So future first ballot Hall of Famer Chris Paul has going to his third team in as many years, going to the Phoenix Suns, and to team up with a guy that my young boy that y'all have seen on here before, Bobby Lee Anderson, calls Devin Booker unguardable. So he's teaming up with Devin Booker, he's teaming up with the young DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns. So my question is simple. Do you think that Chris Paul, CP3, the point guard, makes the Suns a contender in the West? Now, viewers, before y'all get ready to come at me sideways, oh, they in the West, you got the Lakers, you got the Clippers, you got the Nuggets, you got the Warriors back, all this shit. How crazy that dumbass question is. Hold on. This is what I'm looking at. All right. D-Book, he just made his first All-Star team last year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. D-Book averaged, I'm rounding, 27 points a game last year, 4 boards, 7 assists. Okay. So you got Book. You got DeAndre Ayton, who I mentioned, who I think it was Jay Billis. Coming out of college, they described DeAndre Ayton as the next Bill Russell. That's how high motherfuckers were on DeAndre Ayton, who was the number 1 pick in the draft, if I'm not mistaken. He averaged 18 and 12 boards last year. Okay.
Missed a lot of the year too with the
yeah, he did. He only played like 38 games last year. Yep. All right, and now you got CP3. So when I see that, and when I got folks telling me, a lot of folks high, y'all motherfuckers on Twitter, y'all folks on Instagram, y'all real high on Book. Okay? So y'all that high on Book, you add CP3 to him. Like some folks had him in MVP discussions last year. You know what I'm saying? Because OKC was picked to do nothing. And they had what, the 5th seed in the West? Something like that? 5th?
Yeah.
4th, 5th?
I think it was
seed in the
5th
West. Okay. And like I said, DeAndre Ayton, one of the up-and-coming centers. That looked like a big 3. You know what I'm saying? So if Devin Booker takes another step, and if DeAndre Ayton takes another step, in that case, that's what I'm talking about. Do you see these boys being able to make that kind of jump that we saw Denver make? Like, not this past year, the previous year where, Denver started coming on. We're like, okay, these boys go a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Do we see that kind of growth from them, or do you think the West it's just too stacked for a team like that? Joe, we'll start with you.
Let me put it this way. They are definitely a playoff team now. Here's the thing, what we know about CP3. He was drafted by the Hornets, right? When he got drafted by the Hornets, was not good. The Hornets became a playoff team under CP3 leadership. Okay? He then goes to the Rockets, right? Was it the Rockets?
You with the Clippers.
Clippers. Right? Excuse me, Clippers. I missed it. We know what the Clippers franchise was. All of a sudden, they had a name. They had a nickname. Lob City. Playoffs. He goes to the Rockets. Not only did they go to they was already making the playoffs, but they actually made it to a Western Conference Finals. A lot of people say they would have been in the NBA Finals had CP3 not got hurt. Yeah. He goes to the Thunder. They did not have them making the playoffs. They had them finishing at the bottom of the league. Yeah. They ended up with they was 5th seed. CP3 has that leadership. So he's going to lead them to the playoffs. I'm going to give them 6 through 8. But if the Rockets lose James Harden, I think that's going to drop them out. So I then think they will possibly get a 5 seed. they could possibly get a 5 seed. I like their young pieces. Mikal Bridges, um, Cameron Johnson, North
Tar,
Carolina, Tar
Tar
Heel.
Heel.
Um, like I think they put together a nice team. I like their head coach, Monty. He basically turned down the Lakers job for the Suns job, where people was like, "Are you crazy?" But look what he did with the team. They took a step forward. So I definitely expect them to be a playoff team. Um, if they jump to that 5 seed, they probably could get a 4 seed. Some problems.
Do you see them being able to give any of those top tier guys a run for their money in a series? Uh, I'm hesitant to say the Lakers, but Brum gonna
I get what
be
you're saying.
36 years old.
So
The Clippers still, I don't know if their chemistry issue is gonna be ironed out. We're assuming that the Warriors gonna be just loaded again, but
I don't. I don't see them getting swept by any of them, but I don't think it's gonna be like a problem. In the playoffs, I'm gonna say 4-1, and more likely 4-1. The top teams, Clippers. I do one better. If they face the Blazers, they'll beat the Blazers.
Who beat the Blazers?
The Suns, they beat the Blazers.
TT, hi, what you think about that? Hold on. Why he give you
They,
that look like that?
they
Look
beat the
at
Blazers.
that. Talk to us, T. Talk to
with
us.
a whole year with Nurkic. Right, they get a whole year with Nurkic.
Yeah.
Still got Melo, and they still got Dame, and they still got CJ. That what you saying? Like they ain't no like.
Well, hold on, because the thing is, I don't know if they're gonna have Melo, because they traded for somebody.
Did he trade for Covington?
Yeah.
Okay, they could put him at the 4.
Oh, yeah, I can see the Suns beating them.
Nah, they're a year away. They might be a year away. I do think the Suns are there, but I think Oubre Jr. being moved, and I think Rubio being moved are big deals. Now they had to move Rubio because quite naturally they brought Paul in, but Oubre Jr. I think was a big move, a big loss. Oubre was doing a lot on both ends of the floor. Oubre was scoring the ball really well, and I thought he was defending really well. Now you get the leadership of Paul, and you get a guy like Monty Williams who can coach his ass off. I've been a big fan of Monty Williams for a long time. I think Monty can coach his ass off. You saw what he did in the bubble. I think them boys went
undefeated.
They went undefeated in the bubble or something, right? so he can coach. But beating Portland, I don't know. I don't know about all that. Now, I will say this much. I don't know if they're gonna be a contender, but I do think they will get back to the dance. I think they'll get in. I do think about where Joe was talking about them 6-8. I could see that because you still got to deal with Donovan in Utah. You still got to deal with Jamal and them and Jokic. You still got to deal with well, we don't know what Houston's gonna do, so I can't really say what Houston's gonna do. But you still got formidable teams in the West. I mean, LA gonna be there. Both the LA teams gonna be there. Dallas might take a step up. I don't know. I mean, they're gonna be a tough out every night. But I do think Chris Paul is gonna do something for that team. I think he's gonna bring them somebody who can stabilize and execute. He is 35 years old. He's long in the tooth now.
Yeah, and I mentioned LeBron age, so I got to mention CP3. Yeah,
and
that's true.
Look at LeBron at the age he's at versus the age that we look at CP3 like he's 38. You look at LeBron like he 32. Like he can still get it in for another 5 more years. So that I do think it will be fun to watch. It really will be fun to watch. Book's got somebody who can take a little bit of the pressure off of him. I do think the key is going to be Aiden. I think Aiden's got to take that next step. I ain't looking for Book to take the next step. I think Book's where he need to be. I think Aiden's got to take that next step and be like considered amongst the centers of the league. That dying breed that we talk about. I need to see Aiden take that step and be the dominant force inside. I want to see him just challenge AD. Give me a night where he just give AD all the business that he can ask for. That's what I want to see. I want to see that change of the guard when it comes to Aiden in that position. So, but yeah, the Suns will be there. I definitely think the Suns could be there.
Okay, see, and that's really why I would get that Aiden. Because if I'm looking at tandems, y'all absolutely right. I can't. Their tandem, CP3 and Book, not better than LeBron and AD, of course. Not better than Kawhi and PG.
Are they better than Dame and CJ?
I would say yeah. I would say yeah.
Okay.
CP3, that boy CP3, y'all. That man, I know it's crazy that he's called the fucking point guard, and he's still underrated to me. CP3 done made 9 all-defensive teams, man.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So that's what kind of that's what would separate. If we going Dame and Book as the ones, I guess. And then you give me CJ and CP3. CP3 a two-way guy. CJ not. So that's what separates it for me. But just still going down the line, Nuggets, Jokic, and Murray. I got to go with that duo. Okay, so if I'm talking duos, I'm getting down to around that 5 that Joe was at. I'm at 4 Rockets. We don't know what's going on, so I'm getting around that 4-5. But when I go 3, big threes, okay, Lakers. We got Bron, AD, and
somebody.
Question mark. Clippers, Kawhi, PG, and with that team in disarray, like last year we were talking that we were like, oh, they so deep. Right now, whoa. Okay.
You ought to go Lou Will though, right?
I guess I gotta go, right? I guess. But Montrez got 6 man of the year last year.
See, I don't think Trez under contract.
They finna let him go walk?
I don't know.
I just assumed they were gonna pay him. Okay, that'd be interesting. Got a question mark, okay? Since taping, we have learned that Klay Thompson gonna be out for the year, unfortunately, with an Achilles tear. And we've learned that my Lakers have confiscated that boy Montrezl Harrell from the LA Clippers to go along with Dennis Schroeder. Lake Show, baby. Nuggets, who they third guy?
Mike Porter, they'll tell you.
That what Porter would tell us, goddamn it, in a minute. That what Porter tell us. Y'all get what I'm saying, though? It's like they could have themselves a nice little big 3 with 2 of those 3 being two-way guys with Aiden. I'm talking about if Aiden becomes what you talking about, T, become a force in the middle. Okay? And by modern day standards. Okay. And Book need to give me something else, T. I don't think he right where he need to be at.
What he need to get you?
The defense. If Klay Thompson yellow ass gonna sit down, I need Book to do it as well.
What about Hart?
James, I saw a little something from James a little bit defensively in the playoffs. And look at T. T gave me a look, T. Why you got so much smoke with James today, T? Hold on. In the playoffs, James tried. James need to go a little step further. Okay.
You're right.
He tried. Okay. Also, though, I will say this with James. The way they played in Houston with him, his usage and all that dribbling, that take a lot out of it. It's his fault. He wanted to play that way now. It's his fault.
I'm glad you said that.
Okay.
I'm just glad you said that.
Okay. He part of that. He endorsed all that usage and shit like that. Okay. But Book got to come on and play. And I think CP3, y'all know CP now. CP tough to play with. CP is demanding.
He the one got Book in the gym right now.
CP slick like a little 6 feet Michael Jordan when it comes to demanding the shit of his teammate. It's just that Mike 6'6", run a 4-3 jump 50 inches. You know what I'm saying? Mike had the physical gifts to match everything he telling you to do. CP gonna be up here cussing you out and all that kind of stuff, but CP needs you to go get the bucket though, cause he's 6 feet tall.
Yeah,
I think he gonna be on D Book ass about playing some defense.
He is.
I think so. And if Book takes that next step, can make a second team all defense.
They ain't gonna happen.
You don't think? You don't
No.
see that nowhere in his maturity?
wait, you mean
In his maturity. If he
in
can,
his career or next year?
We'll say he's a.
Ah!
We will say he has improved defensively, but we ain't finna give him no all defensive team. I ain't doing it.
I ain't say first, a second team.
He ain't gonna get second.
Ever. You don't think he can mature into that?
Nope.
If he can go get me 27, he should be able to stop somebody. Hubie Brown. Shout out Hubie.
That's what we would think. It's just not gonna happen.
Well, if he ain't gonna stick no D,
number
then,
one, right? We're gonna say Book is the number one option in Phoenix, correct?
he is. Oh yeah,
absolutely.
If he can go get
where's
7,
Is he the 2 or the 3?
He's gonna be 2 by default.
yeah, I would say them young boys need to be carrying that scoring load for CP. They need to be carrying that scoring load. CP should be able.
We got to remember, CP3 a true point guard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cam should be spotting up and wetting things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they should be coming on. They should. If they don't be at least, where you got them, Joe? 5?
I got him 5 the highest.
If they ain't at least 5, I might have some smoke with them. I might have some smoke if they ain't at least a 5.
What about Utah? Formidable.
Rudy
big,
Gobert, man, he got to
big.
do more for me than that.
Good scoring guard in Donovan.
Donovan,
You
I
know
like,
what?
but Rudy, goddamn ass, Rudy, they be hyping Rudy defensively, and I be seeing Rudy get kind of.
Did they miss Bogdanovich most of the year? Bogdanovich, did he play in the playoffs?
No, he didn't.
He didn't. So they missing Bogdanovich. So
Now the Mavs, I think Luka got an MVP run in his ass.
But I'm gonna tell you, Kristaps looks like he damaged goods, man.
he might be. Now he might be. He might be.
And then we forget about the Pelicans with Zion, and if he play a whole year, ain't nobody talking about Zion no more.
We supposed to.
I do want to say this. The Thunder might have won in this whole deal. The Thunder might have won in this whole
With
deal.
all the picks.
My God, have you seen the picks?
Okay, all right, to that point. Somebody made the point you're making
Oh my goodness.
and called Presti and called Presti the best GM in the game.
He bad, man.
Somebody quote tweeted that shit and went off.
Him or David Griffin.
Hold on. They said, fuck that. Because they were like, you let KD walk. They said you traded James Harden, who ended up winning the MVP. You let MVP Kevin Durant walk. You bring in Paul George, you get 1 year out of him, and then he out. What's another bonehead move?
You trade Russ.
You trade Russ. Like, they were just going down the line with some shit that you should have had a super team. And your ass now, picks? You left with picks?
Did they trade Serge Ibaka or let him walk?
I
can't remember what that was.
Yeah, he probably walked.
They traded him. I think
I know he chose to keep Serge instead of pay James a little extra change that he wanted.
Yeah.
That's the
That was not a good decision.
But look, this man got 3 picks in 21 through 24. And in 26, he got 3 picks. It all in the first. Well, first round, he got a couple pick swaps. 2020, he got the Nuggets. And
He could possibly draft Jordan.
Hush. He talking about your son. Hush.
That's how many picks he got.
My son has a nice shot.
How lucky do y'all think this man is? Viewers.
I ain't gonna even lie.
Let's roll it. Viewers again. We talking about Sam Presti, general manager, Oklahoma City Thunder, the guy who pulled the trigger and sent Chris Paul to the Phoenix Suns, and we talking about all his big haul of picks and shit. How lucky y'all think this man really finna be that he didn't have Russ, James, and KD, he gonna find them again. He gonna find something like that again.
Presti's problem is that he didn't follow that San Antonio model that he came from. I believe he's from the San Antonio tree. They come from that house. You got to get stability at the head coach. And
Good point.
You go from Scotty Brooks to, was it Donovan?
Billy Donovan.
Billy Donovan, and now you with some guy that was on the bench with Donovan as the head. Now you don't have that stability. You don't have the culture there, and I think that's what he's missing. I think he's missing the culture of what San Antonio has. At least you kind of go, okay, going into the year, you look at San Antonio and you go, they might get that 8. You kind of look at them because they got Pop.
Mhm.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. Well, that's gonna be interesting. If Chris Paul coach these boys up, I'd like to see what they do next.
Can I ask you this? Looking at OKC this year and the Suns now, you think Chris can do the same thing he did with this squad? And I'm asking that because them young guys have been used to being the guy when it came to, kind of just, here's where you need to be. Here's how I'm looking at things. They kind of are the ones that nobody else on the squad had the talent they got. But now here comes CP3, who's got this true leadership skill. Will Book and Ayton fall in place?
They will. Because CP3 going to do what he did with the Thunder. You got to remember, many times on the floor, he'll flip that thing to Shea or flip it to Dennis Schroeder, and CP3 get out the way and let them do their thing.
Who's a Laker now, ain't he?
It's supposed to be a Laker now.
Goddamn punks.
Yeah, well, if them boys accept that leadership from CP3, shit, sky's the limit.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I want to see. I just want to see it like early on. I want to see that early on.
Shit, they still gonna get their ass whooped by the Lakers, but it's sky. They can shoot for the moon.
Probably. Y'all ain't gonna probably play till February.
All right.
Go. Subscribe to our daddy's YouTube channel. He's the best. Hit the like button, turn on the notifications.